Dr. Kethavar had spent 300 years digging through old records. His 6 arms moved quickly as he sorted through the ancient files in the great library of Zentari Prime. Most scholars called him crazy for wasting his time with dead languages and forgotten worlds. They said he should focus on modern science instead of old stories. But Kethavar knew something they did not. Hidden in the oldest records were warnings that made his blood run cold. The first tablet he found was made of black stone. It came from the Velkari people who died out 2,000 years ago. The writing was hard to read, but he managed to translate most of it. It spoke of creatures from a blue world in the outer edges of the galaxy. The Velkari called them the ones who never stop fighting. At first, Kethavar thought it was just another war story. Every dead race had stories about their enemies. But then he found a second tablet from the Mordan civilization. They lived on the other side of the galaxy from the Velkari. They could never have met each other, yet their tablet told the same story about the same blue world. The Mordan writing was different, but the message was clear. They wrote about bipedal creatures who fought not just to win battles, but to survive at any cost. These creatures would rather die than give up. They turned everything around them into weapons. They never stopped adapting to new threats. Kethavar found more tablets over the next 50 years. 12 different races, all extinct, all with the same warning. The Zephani called them the Endless Warriors. The Torvak named them Death That Walks on 2 Legs. The ancient Kriltar wrote simply, "They will consume everything." Each tablet described the same location in space. A small yellow star with 9 planets. The third planet was blue and green, covered mostly in water. The warnings all said the same thing. Never go to that world. Never wake the creatures that live there. They are too dangerous to exist alongside other life. The tablets were old. Some were 10,000 years old. Others were even older. But they all agreed on one thing. The creatures from the blue world were the most dangerous thing in the galaxy. Kethavar brought his findings to the Galactic Council. He stood before the great assembly hall where representatives from hundreds of worlds gathered to make decisions. The hall was huge, with seats rising up in circles around the speaking floor. Thousands of different alien species looked down at him with curiosity and doubt. "Honored council members," Kethavar began, his voice shaking with excitement. "I have discovered something that could change everything we know about our galaxy." Council leader Zareth, a tall blue creature with 4 eyes, looked bored. "Dr. Kethavar, we have heard about your obsession with old stories. Please make this quick." Kethavar activated the holographic display. Images of the ancient tablets appeared in the air above him. These tablets come from 12 different civilizations. They lived in different parts of the galaxy at different times. None of them ever met each other. Yet they all warn about the same thing. The council members leaned forward slightly. A few seemed interested now. They warn about a species from a blue world in the outer rim, a species that fights differently than any other life form. They do not fight for territory or resources. They fight to survive, and they never ever stop fighting. Council member Veltara from the Trade Worlds laughed. "Dr. Kethavar, we have surveyed that sector many times. There are only primitive worlds there, no advanced civilizations at all. But that is exactly what makes this so important," Kethavar said, his voice getting louder. "What if they are not advanced yet? What if they are still developing? The tablets say these creatures adapt quickly. What happens when they finally reach the stars?" The council chamber filled with the sound of alien laughter. Species from across the galaxy found the idea amusing. The great Zentari Empire had ruled for 5,000 years. They had defeated every enemy they ever faced. The idea that some primitive creatures could be a threat was ridiculous. "Dr. Kethavar," said Council Leader Zareth, "you're asking us to fear creatures that do not even have spaceflight. Our scouts report that the third planet in that system has millions of small tribes fighting each other with crude weapons. They cannot even unite their own world. How could they possibly threaten the galaxy?" Kethavar felt his heart sinking. They were not listening. They could not see what he saw in the ancient warnings. But the tablets clearly state, "The tablets," interrupted Council Member Yexani from the Warrior Caste, "were written by dead civilizations. Dead civilizations that were clearly too weak to survive. Perhaps they were simply afraid of everything, more. Laughter filled the chamber. Kethvar tried to speak again, but Council Leader Zareth raised his hand for silence. Dr. Kethvar, we appreciate your research, but the Council has more important matters to discuss. We suggest you focus your studies on something more useful to the present day. The session ended. Kethvar stood alone on the speaking floor as thousands of alien representatives filed out of the chamber. None of them seemed worried. None of them understood what the ancient warnings really meant. That same day, far across the galaxy, Captain Jake Morrison was preparing for humanity's first journey to another star. He stood on the bridge of the UES horizon, looking out at the stars through the main view screen. His crew was small but skilled. Engineer Lisa Brooks was checking the new faster-than-light drive for the 100th time. Dr. Alex Turner was reviewing their scientific mission goals. Communications Officer Ben Clark was testing their long-range communication systems. All systems ready, Captain, Lisa reported from her station. The drive is working perfectly. Jake nodded. Ben, any word from Earth Command? Just the standard. Good luck message, sir, Ben replied. We are cleared for departure. Jake looked around at his crew. They were about to make history. Humanity was finally going to the stars. After centuries of looking up at the night sky and wondering what was out there, they were about to find out. Take us out, Lisa, Jake ordered. The horizon jumped to faster-than-light speed. Behind them, Earth grew smaller until it was just another point of light. Ahead of them waited the unknown. None of them knew that ancient warnings had been written about their species. None of them knew that 12 civilizations had tried to warn the galaxy about humanity, and none of them knew that very soon, the galaxy would remember why those warnings existed. The UES horizon dropped out of faster-than-light speed near a bright yellow star. Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge, watching the star grow larger on the main screen. This was the first time humans had ever traveled this far from Earth. The excitement on the bridge was easy to feel. Scan complete, Captain, Dr. Alex Turner reported from his science station. 3 planets in this system. The second one looks like it might have had water once. Any signs of life? Jake asked. Nothing on the planets, but... Alex paused and looked at his readings again. Captain, I'm picking up something else. Large, metallic objects heading our way. Jake felt his stomach tighten. How large? Much larger than us, sir. 5 ships, each about 3 times the size of the horizon. Before Jake could respond, the communication system started beeping. Ben Clark quickly worked at his station. Captain, we're receiving a transmission. It's not in any Earth language, but the computer is trying to translate. Put it through, Jake ordered. A voice filled the bridge. The translation was rough, but the meaning was clear. Unknown vessel, you have entered Zentari space without permission. Identify yourself immediately or be destroyed. Jake looked at his crew. They were all staring at him, waiting for his decision. This was first contact with an alien species. Everything they said now would be remembered in history books. Ben, open a channel, Jake said. This is Captain Jake Morrison of the Earth vessel Horizon. We come in peace. We did not know this was your space. We are explorers from the planet Earth. There was a long pause.